What's the first game that comes to mind when you think of weird shoot-'em-ups? Parodius, Choaniki, Harmful Park? Well, for me, it's Flying Hero Bugyuru no Daibouken. Weird, flashy, and blissfully wacky are all synonymous with this wonderful shoot-'em-up for the Super Famicom. Developed by Sting Entertainment and published by Soffle, Flying Hero is yet another fantastic gem not to be overlooked. In this game, you play as Bugyuru, who seems to be a giant flying marshmallow, in pursuit of the vampire Biblio, who has of course kidnapped your girlfriend, who's not a giant marshmallow. Progressive? You decide. So now it's up to you to get her back by conquering 8 mischievously adorable levels filled to the brim with many off-the-wall enemies. Thanks to the excellent controls, doing so is less of a chore. Pressing B allows you to shoot. You can also hold it down for auto-fire, which is definitely preferred as this game spares no expense sending enemy after enemy at you. Y is your devoted bomb button, but unlike Game Tengoku where your bombs clear the entire screen, these bombs do not, so you do have to aim to get the most mileage out of them. While they may not clear the whole screen, they do cover a good portion of it and take care of enemy bullets to help you out of a tight squeeze. Now this is where the game shakes things up a bit. Pressing L or R while shooting will shoot diagonally to the left or right, so you can take out enemies without being in the line of fire. And pressing both L and R simultaneously will allow Bugyuru to fire behind him. And the game makes sure you use these by having enemies come at you from all sides of the screen. They even go as far as to having most boss patterns utilize the entire screen, like the walking cathead in level 2 and the flying shrimp in level 7. It really just adds a whole new layer of depth to the game. But the fun doesn't stop there, as pressing select allows you to switch between 3 different speeds at which you can dodge enemies and projectiles with. I found the first speed to be perfectly fine for most of the game, while the second speed is best used during boss encounters. The third speed is nearly uncontrollable and is only really needed for the insane final boss, though avid shmup players may have some fun with this speed if the game isn't already hard enough. Being a shoot-'em-up, Flying Hero has its fair share of power-ups in an attempt to even the playing field. There are technically 3 different shot power-ups, not counting the one that gives you back your default shot. The first one is the Cloud Shot, which is more powerful than your regular shot, but has a much slower rate of fire. The second is the Bug Buddies, which act as homing missiles and are more so an addition to your current shot. The third is the Lightning Shot, which is really powerful and shoots constantly, the only downside being the shorter range. Although fully powered up, it's a force to be reckoned with. Powering up your shots is done by collecting strawberry shortcakes that daintily fall from the top of the screen. Collecting 3 will power up your shot to level 2, which is a 2-way shot, and an additional 3 will give you the fully powered 3-way shot. Not only do they power you up, but act as extra hit points, so if you're at level 3 and take a hit, you don't die but get downgraded back to level 2 and so forth. Lastly are extra bombs, which come in handy just about everywhere in this game. The 8 bright and colorful stages are the perfect backdrops to the zaniness contained within. Amongst the madness, you'll be hard-pressed to find a dull color. Everything from enemies to little background details are lavishly presented in pastel goodness. Speaking of backgrounds, this game has you crossing many different terrains, from shooting down adorable flying monkeys and bats in the forest, taking on a giant penis erecting out of the ocean, and mowing down koala bear skeleton monks and Mike Tysons in Tetris Land. Yeah, all this happens in one game, and yes, that sentence was just as weird to say as it was to hear. You even go to Hyrule in one level. Little did Link know that the real showdown was going on just above his head. Shoot-'em-up suits this game to a T, as there's a never-ending onslaught of cuteness. Nearly every enemy has puppy dog eyes and is just as happy as can be while trying to kill you, like the giant bat in level 1, these weird monkeys made of balls, one of which reminds me quite a bit of an enemy from Contra 3, and this strange ball machine thing in level 5. Even simple stuff like background objects are full of charm, like the other Bugyuru creatures that show up throughout levels, and don't even get me started on how cute this moon is. Look at its little blanket and nightcap. Adorable. Most of the game's show-stopping moments are the inventively offbeat bosses you encounter, and in this game, there's no shortage of them. Am I fighting a giant blow-up doll made of rocks? The sun just came out of the ocean, and now it's fighting me. Well, I just destroyed the sun, surely there'll be no repercussions. I just killed that giant shrimp so hard the sky shattered, and now I'm in space. God, I love this game. There's at least 3 bosses in each stage, with the 4th level taking the cake by having 5 different bosses. Some personal favorites are the weird space oddity in level 7 and a cute mermaid in level 4. While stuff in this game may be super cute, that doesn't mean it's easy. And that's where this game's minor flaws start to show. Things are often hectic as can be, with enemies swarming the screen or bullets coming from every last angle, making not getting hit a very discerning task. While not as crazy as a straight up bullet hell shooter, it certainly feels like you have no room to breathe in many instances. Like all of the pterodactyls, butterflies, and birds and planes crowding the final stretch of level 6, the pirate ravens coming from both sky and sea to wreak havoc on you in level 3, or crazy bosses like fish heads over here who takes up a ton of screen real estate. And with all of this clutter comes the occasional bits of slowdown, although they're few and far between, and the game actually runs better than most shooters on the system. With only 3 lives and 3 continues to get through this whole game, Flying Hero's high difficulty curve might appear unfriendly to players like myself who aren't great at shooters, but thankfully there's a workaround. During the opening cutscene, press select on player 1's controller. This will take you to the options menu. On this screen, press both start and select on player 2's controller to get to the secret options menu, where you can now give yourself 99 lives, 99 continues, and choose what level you want to start on. I highly recommend doing this, as this game is best enjoyed casually from start to finish as you bask in its lunacy. And trust me, every life is needed. Even with 99 lives, I still had to continue once, as the final boss is absolutely ruthless in all 3 of his forms. While you're in the options menu, don't forget to check out the sound test so you can get an earful of the incredible music. There's a good variety of tunes. Some are fast-paced and fun, others are in your face like Stage 5, Stage 1, Stage 7, and the jammin' boss music with its weird changing time signature. And there's a number of soothing slow tempo songs to ease your worries as well, like Stage 3 and 4. I adore the drum samples in this game. They're fat and full of punch. Really hard hitting, which helps intensify certain themes. Also get a load of that 16-bit double kick. Watch out, F-Zero, you aren't the only one with some amazing 16-bit bass lines. Flying Hero might just give you a run for your money. If weird and crazy are 2 things you enjoy, then this game should absolutely be on your list of games to own. Its inventive goofiness, responsive controls, punchy tunes, and outright adorableness are nothing to overlook. Even non-shoot-em-up fans should give this game a go using the Lives code just to experience all of the wacky happenings this game has to offer. If you want a copy of the game, there are a few different methods to choose from. The obvious being an actual Japanese cart, or you can get a translated reproduction cart. Seeing as not being able to read Japanese doesn't inhibit you from playing this game, it's really up to you which you prefer. Especially since they both go for around the same price, which is anywhere from $30 to $40, which is pretty much identical to what I paid for my copy around 6 years ago. However, snagging a boxed copy is another story, sitting around the $200 to $300 mark, which isn't too surprising as this game is kind of rare. Now quit being so normal and go spend some time with Flying Hero Bugyuru no Daibouken, and remember that it's okay to be weird.